project is going to be these pyramid earrings. We're going to create the second earring, and we're going to use red, white, and black using 11-0 Delica beads, 2 4mm crystals, 4 3mm. We've got on the bottom 11-0 Delica gold. And what we're going to do is split this into 3 sections. The first one, we're going to create the triangles and put them together. In the second section, I'll show you how to create the little hook up here to attach it. And then lastly, we'll finish the bottom with the gold peyote. So I'm going to use a size 12 beading needle with 80 Fireline. And the first thing I want to do is pick up 3. I'm going to do red first. So I want to pick up 3 red beads and slide them down. Leave enough tail so that you can thread it back in later. We're going to go back through the 3 and pull that as tight as we can. And then I flip this over to where the tail is coming out on the upside. And I like to go through this bead one more time. It kind of locks it in place and pull. So now it's nice and tight. And you can hold on to your tail down here. I like to be heading upward, so my thread is going to be going up. The first thing we're going to do is an increase. So we're going to take 2 beads and we're going to add 2 beads. And we're going to do this all the way around. We only have to go around 3 times. So that was the first one. Now we're going through for the second one. I caught my finger in there. I turned it over. So thread always goes up. So when you do something like that, just make sure your thread's going up so you're continuing in this correct direction. And now we're going to do another 2. And this time we go into the next bead and we go into the one after that, the following one, because we're stepping up. We're going up and we're going to create the next row. We'll pull that snug. There, I felt that pull. So these are the corners here. So we're going to put 2 beads in each corner because we're going to continue to increase. So the next thing we do is we're going to pick up 2 and we're going to put it in the next red one. And then this is peyote, so similar to the peyote. You pick up 1 and you put it in the next one, red one, for the side. Now we're going to pick up 2 and put it in the next one. Pick up 1, and you see how these should be laying in a herringbone type pattern. Pick up 1, put it in the next one. Pick up 2, put that into the next bead. I'm just trying to get that tail out of the way. There we go. I'm going to go on the next bead. Now we have to pick up 1, but we want to make sure we go into this one and then we're going to step up. So we pick up 1 and then we step up. It gets a little easier when you have a little more to hold onto as you increase these. All right, so we're going to do 2 again. This is an increase, so we pick up 2. Now, since we increased, we need to do 2 singles. So we're going to do 1, 2, and now we pick up 2 to increase. And we do 2 singles. 1, 2, pick up 2 again to increase. I'm going to have to pull my thread down a little bit, and I have a little knot. A lot of times you can get those little knots out just by pulling down. Okay. Thread up again. 2, 1. And this is a step up. I almost went into the second one here. I would have skipped this one, so that would have been a mistake. So we want to make sure now that we're stepping up and going through 2 beads. Now we're going to do this again. We're going to increase again. And this time we have 3 singles to put in. So we put in our 3 singles. Increase at the end. 3 singles. And we're going to do one more increase. And this is our step up, so we step up. Go through 2. All right. Again, I had that little knot, so I just wanted to pull it out. So let's see, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6 rows, so we're going to have to do this one more time. So we're going to put 2 in. And now this time we'll have 4. So we'll put in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we increase again. So we put 2, we've come to the corner, and now we're going to do the 4 singles. Last side, so we do an increase. And we're coming to our step up, so we still want to step up even though we're going to finish because we want it nice and even. So we go into the next bead and the peyote bead, and then we step up. Okay, so we're finished with this triangle. We have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can, for this one, because it's the first one, we can go down here, down the next bead, and then just weave your way down to the center and pull through. And we're going to cut that off. We're going to be, we don't have to be too fancy because we're going to be reinforcing these beads. Okay, and the next thing we want to do is to take a little needle and do the same thing on the other side so that we can get rid of the tail. We don't need the tail. Now, the next one that we're going to do, the next triangle we're going to do, we're not going to cut that thread off. We're actually going to use it to sew the two of them together. So for this one, I just want to make sure I see the direction that we're going. So, okay, so it's coming out of this bead, and we want to follow that direction. So we're going to go up. If you can't get them all at once, just go up a couple and then come back and get, oh, there we go, get the rest of them. So we're just going to pull that up. All right. So this is what we're starting with. This is your first triangle. Now I'm going to make a white one, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to attach the triangles. I made my white triangle, and now it's time to attach it to the red one, which was the first one that we made. The first thing we'll do is lay down the triangle, the white triangle, so that your thread is coming from the top, the upward bead that's closest to the red triangle. And I'll lay the red triangle next to it, and you want to pick up that corresponding red bead on the opposite side. We're going to pick them up and pull this through, and we're going to come back and go down this your white bead again. We're going to reinforce this. So you're going to go back down and then come back up. We have to add one more row so that we can then do the zipper to attach it. So we're adding our row of gold, which is what you see right here. So the row of gold beads that goes in between, that's what we're putting on right now. So we're going to add a gold bead to the red side, peyote up the red side, and now we're going to come back over to the white bead, the corresponding white bead, and I'm going to turn this round now so they'll be working up again. I'm going to go into the, I'm going to reinforce this. So we're going to bring it down into the red bead one more time and come up through the white. So that'll reinforce it nicely. There. And then we're going to go into the gold bead. And we're going to do the zipper. So we're going to go between the white and the gold. And we're going to zip our way up. Now you can try and do two at a time if you want to go diagonally across on these beads. I'm doing one at a time because it's a little bit easier to see, so I can show the example a little bit better. We'll go to the gold, and then we have one more white, and we come up on the white side. Now we're finished, and we've connected these two. This is what it should look like. And we can actually just take this and run it back down. Go across to this bead, this white bead. I'm going to turn this around. It's a little easier to work. And go down 2. And I'm going to come up the one next to it, because this will reinforce that, locking the stitch. We'll come back down to the center. There we go. pull that through. So pull it through so you don't see any thread, and now we can cut that off. Now you have to make another one, another triangle. We're going to make a black one, and we'll have to make another red one. So when I come back, I'll show you how to attach those. I've completed both my black and my red triangles, so I'm going to attach both of them to the white and the red one. Now lay your triangles down, the one you've attached, the red and the white, this way, and then lay the black one down so that the thread is coming out closest to the red. We're going to pick these up and we're going to go through the red corresponding bead, and we'll do this again as what we did the last time. We'll come down the black side, we'll go back up on the red side, and we're going to add a gold bead all along the red side. So we want one more row of beads down the red side. Now I'm going to come back through the black, corresponding black on the other side. And go back up the red. I'm going to reinforce that. And now we're going to come back down the black, and I'm going to turn this over like I did the last time. We're just going to turn it over this way. And now I'm going to want to go up the gold and the black. That thread caught. Gold. And if I can, I'm going to do two. I'm doing two, black and gold at the same time. So we're going to go up the black, diagonally across, pick up the gold. Black and across. And now we'll go up the black. We've finished with this side. So again, we're going to run this down 2 beads. Try and keep that the same angle. And I want to go into the bead next to, and all I'm doing this right here is putting a little locking stitch in it, in here. Because if you go round like this, you'll find that your thread won't wiggle out. And now I want to come back and go down to towards the center. And when I get there, okay, I'm just going to cut this off. If you have a preferred method of tucking the threads, by all means use that. And now we're going to do the red. So we're actually going around, and again, we're going to make kind of like a circle. So the bead thread comes out the bead closest to the black. We're going to put the needle into the black. I'm going to pick these up, a little easier to work with. And we're going to come back down on the red side. And up on the black, and now we're going to add our row of gold beads on the black side. flip it around, pick up the corresponding red bead, go back through the black, up through the red again. I picked up, no, it went around the gold thread, so be careful. There you go. Pick up the red, and now we're going to go through the gold. And the red. See if I can get two of them. Yep. Okay. The one challenge you run into when you do that is you might go through the wrong bead, which I just did. Pull that through. Okay. So we have to go through the gold. The red and the gold. The red over here. We've got one more red. I was ahead of myself. And then now we go down on the black one. And come back up. You have to be careful to watch these threads don't loop around. One of the beads, this just looped around the gold bead, so let me just pull this out. And there you go. All right, now we're going to have to connect the red with the white. Now we've come out of this bead, and we're going to have to get back around so that we can connect these two. If we go down on this side, we're going to be facing the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do is a little reinforcing as well as moving. So we're going to come, and we're just going to do a little zigzag right across the top. It'll reinforce the top, and it will get us to the right position in order to work with that other side. So we come across, and we'll be down, come down, and we go into this white one coming up, which is right the direction we want to be. Because now we can put the white and the red together. And we're going to go in the red and come back down through the white. And we'll reinforce that again and go back up the red. And now we have to add gold beads on the red side. We're working the red side. And we'll come up the white, down on the red again, And now we need to alternate. So we'll go up on white, back up to white, and we go to gold, white, the white will be coming up on the white will be the last bead. And we've now made the sides of our pyramid. So I'm going to come down the other side of the white so I can tie this off. Come down a couple of beads. Do our lock stitch. Back up the one next to it. And then we'll go down to the center. So we have finished part one of what we are building, and this is the sides of our pyramid. We still have to do our hook or loop for the hook, and then we'll have to do the bottom.